Today, I'm going to be attempting the Rubinstein challenge. If you're not familiar, the story goes Rubinstein was literally on a train riding to his next concert, and while on the train ride, he opened up the Franck symphonic variations and learned them. Without a piano available on the train, just learned them by looking at the score and doing some air piano skills on the train ride. Now, if he was here, I do have a couple questions I would love to ask Mr. Rubinstein. One would be, had he ever played this piece before? Like, for me, if I chose most of the Beethoven sonatas, even if I haven't learned and memorized them, I've at least played through and messed around with many of them. And then the follow-up question would be, if he had never played the symphonic variations before, had he at least heard them several times? But because I can't get the answers to those questions, I'm going to play it a little safe and jump a few pages into Chopin's second Ballade. The reason I'm choosing the second Ballade is because I'm a lot less familiar with it than the first and the fourth one, and I haven't ventured into this Ballade, so I really want to hit some new notes I've never played before. With that being said, though, there is unfortunately one detail I have yet to do yet. The challenge is not just that you can't hear it, that you can't play it, but you can't even have a keyboard in front of you. So I will be covering up my keys with this lovely sloth sheet. I'm going to give myself an hour on the clock. I'm sure he had more time than that on the train, but I'm also not attempting to learn the entire piece. Let's go. Okay, I'm going to be starting here from measure 82, which is where the main theme comes back. It just doesn't stick with it for too long. I did not even attempt this before I started the timer. I just kind of figured I would wing it and see what happens, and this is going to be harder than I thought. I'm trying to do a combination of hearing it and then throw in some logic, like B flat chord down to a first inversion F chord. Like I'm telling myself there's an A and my thumb right there fills out the chordal third, which should be helpful in the future because the only A in that chord. Wow. Oh man, I might need some coffee. This is going to be a long hour. I'm a self-proclaimed good memorizer. I play something for not that long, and I typically memorize it pretty fast, but this is different. So what I'm trying to do is throw in how this sounds in my ear together with a lot of logic. Like this is this chord, this is this chord, this section starts on this chord and stuff. So I think it's my only chance when it actually comes time to play this. Okay, so from that A minor, I'm going to start doing, so the key changes A minor, play the lower notes again, then jump to an F sharp diminished 7, play the lower notes again, A minor, F sharp, and then the grace note before G minor. That actually makes sense. See, this is the kind of pattern that I need more often. I think this stuff, I'm going to mess it up now, actually try to perform it, but this stuff is really nice. One thing we never talk about this challenge is that he did perform it the next day, so he could have gotten in that night or the next day and had a chance to practice. So I'm going to try to look at this and go directly to playing, but there is a chance that he did this and then he got, to a piano that night or the next day and actually practiced it too on a real piano. Oh man, I don't know if I can do this. Might be the limit of my skill. Rubinstein is beyond me in this. Oh, I could do something that was simpler harmonically. This is just killing my brain. It hurts. Okay, maybe I'm kind of getting the right hand here. Okay, the left hand is actually really patterned. Well, this is definitely getting past the point where it's fun, but we're going to power through to the end. Secretly, I was hoping, even though I said I'd never played this before, that I had, and I had just forgotten. But no, I've never played these horrible notes before. Oh, wow. Can I even go on? I think my brain is filling up. I don't know how much more room I have. I just want to get these last 4 measures. I have 5 minutes. I want to say I did these confusing measures and at least accomplish them. All right. Time is up. Going to close my book, set it down here, remove the sloth blanket. That was honestly not a very fun hour. My brain feels like it is completely fried. I should have definitely chosen a piece that was more difficult maybe, but stayed in the key, because I did a lot better the first like 2 lines, went really quickly. Now this is great. As I mentioned, Rubinstein probably played piano that night when he got off the train, or at least the next day some. I'm not going to give myself that luxury. I'm just going to try my first attempt completely from memory for you all to see. Hopefully it goes okay. That went better than I thought it would go, but yeah, I got really stumped there at the end. I feel like I have to look at that and actually play it a few times on a keyboard to feel that. I definitely saw the pattern. You do that twice, and then you jump higher. Then the right hand's kind of going back and forth between this, and then like I understand what's going on, but you really underappreciate, even if you're like me who gets chords and everything, you really underappreciate the value of getting to touch it at least a couple times on the keyboard itself before having to put your music away and play from memory. So this was an interesting challenge. If you enjoyed this, suggest a piece down the comment to make me suffer with. Again, like I'm wondering if I would do better or something, even if there were more notes. Obviously, the easiest of the easiest would be something like Bach's Prelude in C major, right? Where you could just memorize a sequence of chords and apply a pattern. So some preludes would be a little easier in that sense, but I don't necessarily want easy. I just think it's kind of an interesting challenge. My brain hurts. I might not do anything else tonight except just let steam vent from my ears for a while. So it's been fun. Thanks for hanging out for a little bit. See you guys in the next video.